Okay. The stream should be starting in a couple of minutes now. Just setting a few things up still. So I need to add another window. That'll be for the IDE. Arduino IDE. So I'm not going to let me if I make this thing full screen and then try. Okay, yeah, it's just gone off the screen. Okay, they couldn't make this thing like a normal size, could they? That's gonna have to do. Okay. Just connect the control panel and everything. Okay. Sweet. Let's just start right to the top down. I will be back at any moment now. Okay, on my way back to the workstation now. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully the video quality should look better now. I've adjusted a few things. Just notice this camera is not perfectly straight. Hopefully this mat is not straight. Okay, I'm trying to square this camera up a bit better. Okay, I'm a bit happy with that. Make sure it's all in focus. Okay, that should be better. Okay, so basically how far I've got so far off stream, I decided to try to open this thing up. I've managed to get it open. I don't really care if I damage it because as you can see it's ridiculous, this thing's falling apart. But I did have an idea what I can do with this disgusting thing is put this into the ultrasonic cleaner because this is just like all falling off. The fabric underneath looks fine. Potentially I could like recoat it with something, I don't know yet. But I've got both of these up. The only problem is, which should have probably just occurred to me before I opened it, because there's a cable running to each of the different wires to the different speakers, ear cups. I'm gonna have to like run a wire to like, because I don't want to be using two separate boards and then wire them separately. I'm gonna need a wire to connect both of these. But my thought was to drill a, yo, what's going on, Sloth? Welcome. To potentially drill like a little hole in the top here, run a wire, and I've noticed there's like a gap here and I think I can clip this thing off, run it to here. I don't know when, either to run it across the top, or if I could, it might be uncomfortable if I put it under this pad, I'm not too sure yet, but you could get like a flat cable or a ribbon cable maybe, run it under there, and then through here, out here, and then into there to the other speaker. I have this ESP32 here, that's not ideal on its own, but I had it lying around from another project, and I think it supports the, I can't remember the correct terminology, like some kind of audio library basically that I'm going to need to be like doing Bluetooth. I bought a random battery that I thought might fit in down here, but it might be a bit big, so maybe it'll fit here. I know I can definitely fit 2 boards in here and still clip the earphone piece in, and I will be removing obviously the leads, the microphone, so I'll have room there. And I was thinking, I don't know how I do it, because I was thinking I need a way to disconnect the battery when I'm not using it, so it doesn't drain the battery. Like a momentary switch would obviously be easy, but then I don't know, that's when you're gonna like send signals, so maybe to put into sleep mode or something like that, but that might require like coding, so I'm not too sure. So like I'd like, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess it'd be like a toggle switch or something like that. Hopefully this viewfinder thing doesn't pop up all the time. I still haven't figured that out. That's really irritating. And also I've got another slot there that I could potentially, I've been looking at like screw in kind of like USB ports, because the USB port is there. Oh, hey, what's happening, JFix? Welcome. So I'm thinking like I could, because I don't need data, I can only need to like solder 2 wires potentially to the USB port, or yeah, probably the USB port, and then put like a hole here and like an adapter, and an idea for a way I could potentially, rather than like trying to like Dremel and drill, like, so I know you can technically just drill, like mark USB and then just drill a couple of circle holes like connecting to each other, or 2 either side, and like cut the middle bit out. I know this viewfinder thing, I need to figure it out. I'm hoping the quality is going to look better now, because I think I put ultra low latency on, and I adjusted the stream, I think, from 720 to 1080p, and I've also got an extra light as well, so hopefully everything looks a bit better. It's not going to be a super interesting stream, because I'm kind of like just figuring a bunch of stuff out at the moment. I do have some stuff arriving from Amazon tomorrow to make this like a bit better. I've got 1 chip that's like basically meant to do like just everything, just should be like plug and play. So I can just desolder whatever I do today and just power parts with that. And I've also got a, I forgot what it's called. It's basically a DAC, and it's like a 24-bit DAC, I think it is, and it's like 44. It's a kilohertz. I can never remember like if it's hertz or kilohertz. But yeah, it's meant to be obviously like decent quality audio. Yeah, what's going on, Cartho? But this apparently only outputs, it's got a built-in DAC, but it only outputs 8-bit audio and quite a bit of noise. And I've been like having a look online, also asking like ChatGPT and stuff, and it said like I'm going to need like, I can't remember what the value was, like 100k I think, resistor to like 1, protect the speakers, and 2, to like eliminate like some noise. And I also have read some like other stuff about like putting capacitors in line and stuff like that. It will reduce the voltage, but will help filter out like noise. I don't know if I'm going to need that once I get the other DAC though, because I think that's got it all built in. I'll have a look what the other DAC is called now. Let me just switch over to the other window a second and have a look. It is a, just found what the name of it is. PCM 5102A. So that's my plan for that. Nice, good. I'm glad everybody's doing good. But I'm hoping I can run a wire up from here to here, because I know like a lot of, or well, slightly more expensive ones, because this is like the cheapest kind of one. Yo, what's going on, Sloth? Oh wait, I forgot you're already in here. My memory's so bad. Yeah, like slightly more expensive headsets already have a wire running up from here to here. But I don't know if you can see. It looks like it would unclip. So at least I can kind of run a cable from here up to this point here. And to here. We are going to have to get the drill out and drill some holes into this thing. But I was thinking, I got like sidetracked earlier. But like cutting at a USB-C port. I don't know how I'd attach it to like a soldering iron. But no, you can get like heat set for like when you 3D print parts. You can get like heat set like threads, like the copper threads. Wonder if I could somehow, I don't know if I need some copper wire, like maybe 1 mil copper wire to like kind of like tie it around. But I was thinking I could like butcher a USB. Oh yeah, these are ridiculously torn up. That's why I'm kind of like using them. They've just been sitting in a box for I don't know how many years. I have another 2 sets, but they don't look anywhere near like this. I'm assuming they've all just got a cable issue. But I was thinking like I could somehow like butcher a USB-C port, like the metal bit, somehow attach it to a soldering iron, and then just poke through plastic to make a USB-C cutout, rather than have to like drill one. But I'm not too sure. But I am gonna solder these. I need to figure out which input on the cable is ground and which one is the data. And I have like no idea, but I was thinking, I don't know, because this might not be working. That's the issue. But I'd have to look it up because I can't remember which one is ground. But if I know which one of these is ground, with a multimeter I could just touch one end and try to get continuity to the other end. Unless anybody happens to know. There's a green wire on this one and a red one on this one. So maybe the copper one on his own is going to be the ground on both of these. You can try some USB connectors with a little shroud. I'll buy some USB connectors with a little shroud. Okay. Yeah, I have looked at some like little screw-in ones and stuff, and some ones with a little shroud around it. I think I was looking at on AliExpress. But I'm not too sure what ones I'm going to go with quite yet, and anything like that might take time. For now, I just want to see if it's possible just to like get audio play into these wirelessly. I've got a random lithium battery that I could charge and chuck in before tomorrow, but I might just connect this thing up via just USB for now. So I've got I don't know if you can see what brand that is. Andy would be proud. It's a DJI or DJI. Use brighter copper. Okay, usually the brighter copper. Okay, yeah, I thought it might have been, just because it was like the same color on both speakers, and this one is a different color on both speakers. Same time to know which one is the ground on this. Is there the right tip on these, which is the ground? But it might be loose, so I'm assuming, because I'm assuming that's why I stopped using it, chucked in a box. But who knows? But I can connect this thing up to the computer, and I've just downloaded the Arduino IDE. Apparently I need to install like some libraries and stuff, and then set it up so it like knows what an ESP32 is or something. I wonder if I can like get the multimeter out and put it into continuity. Yo, what's going on, someone? How's things? The third one from the top. So the very bottom one. So this one. Yo, no problem, Sloth. I appreciate you popping in and saying hi anyway. Okay, I seem to be getting it from the right tip, the right top one. Is it not left, right, ground, mic? Yeah, it's a 4-pin, it's got a microphone, yeah. Is it the right top one? Because I seem to be, the bottom one I don't seem to be getting anything. But the right tip, I seem to be getting a beep. I don't know if you guys can hear that on both of these. And not on them. Okay. I guess the microphone now, which is down here. Okay, maybe it's an issue with the microphone and not the headphones. And that's why I stopped using it. Yeah, I'm not too sure. To be honest, it's better. It seems to be, you could use original amplifier module and feed it with the input signal from the Bluetooth. Like, do you mean like the amplifier model in the ESP32, James? Okay, I'm not too sure, because I think this little board here is just for the microphone. I'm not 100%, but I'd assume. And I'd assume these are just speakers. It's the first time I've really messed with a headset and stuff. But I thought, being I've got like so many that I found when I was like sorting some stuff out, I was like, damn, I've got to like at least try to do something with these things. So how am I going to remember which one of these is ground and which one of these is not ground once I desolder them? That's the question. I'm trying to see if there's like any kind of indication or marking that's going to like help me. But I can't see anything. Yeah, they're passive speakers, yeah. Does it have a driver module? So no. They're not like USB powered, they're like just a really basic set. Just this connector. Yeah, power from the audio jack. I'm not sure how much voltage an audio jack can put it out. Is it like 1 volt or something like that? Yes, it's super basic. I do have a USB powered headset, which is much nicer. It's a Razer Charius, but I'm gonna potch around with these like really cheap ones first. I'm gonna start with the most like janky looking one and go from there basically. Just realized this part is the only part I actually technically need to remove for now, because I've got the ultrasonic cleaner warming up, and I just want to see if I can actually like these are like absolutely disgusting. I just want to see if the ultrasonic cleaner can maybe remove all this crap and see how it comes out. Yeah, the only reason I know even a bit this was because I've been putting new jacks and headphones when the wire's damaged. Yeah, I should have really done that instead of just keep buying new ones, to be honest. But like I used to like take things apart and try to fix them, but when it comes to like things which are like sealed, like not this, but like the headphone jack end, I just never really bothered. But I guess I could have probably just opened it up like I have now, and I guess soldered a new cable in with my really janky soldering iron I used to use. Yeah, you could get the phase wrong if you reverse them. It would work, but it would sound wrong. Okay. So yes, I really need to make sure I figure out which one's which. I don't think I have a permanent marker around you. Oh wait, I take that back. I do have a permanent marker, a ridiculously overpriced permanent marker. Anybody who does like any kind of like you call it like tradesman or hobbyists or DIYers, you'd probably recognize one of these. They're overpriced. It's just because they're good for like DIY, because if you're like trying to put a hole on a wall through like consumer unit, back box, just electrical work a lot of the time. You can actually pull it through and reach where you're trying to pull the hole. See, I have a permanent marker. I could probably buy about 15 Sharpies for the price of one of these. It's absolutely ridiculous. With the ESP32, I'm hoping to just basically use this because it's got Bluetooth, and apparently I can use like an Arduino or something. So in the Arduino IDE, apparently I can install libraries onto this and write a bunch of code and stuff. I say write a bunch of code, get ChatGPT or find some code online to copy and paste, and then maybe mod a few lines as needed. Basically to turn this into a wireless Bluetooth headset, so we'll be removing the cable. We'll be getting a lithium battery. One moment. This is just for visual purposes. This is not going to be the battery I'm using. I have one on the way which is a lot smaller. I still don't think it's going to fit though where I want it to be honest, so I might need to buy another battery, but it's not the end of the world. This one is a chunky big boy battery, so that is not going to fit in here. But I do have a smaller one coming. It's something like, I think it's like 40 by 30 by 12 or something maybe. So if I'm lucky, I might fit it under the end of this board. I'm not too sure yet. But I was hoping to fit, I don't know if you can see down here, this little compartment. Let me get like a tweezers and points in my hands and on the way. I was hoping to maybe put like a battery down here. That would be like the most ideal thing. Guess I'm kind of like USB, potentially reuse one of these like holes already in here for some kind of like, yeah, big battery life. This one was for a project for, I don't know if you know, like photo frames. They call them like shadow boxes, the deeper ones. Small. Yeah, this like shadow boxes. So what I've done is around the perimeter, so you can't kind of like see it. So like, say this is like the face of the photo frame, the frame going around this way, LED strip all the way around, addressable LEDs. You put like a little board, like one of these in there, or like a D1 Mini, or I think it's a C3, I can't remember what the small ESP32s are. And then a battery in there, and then you can either put some kind of like collage or anything you want in there. But what I done was print onto some like frosted, transparent like vinyl, and then put that on the glass, and then you can just install WLED on one of these and control it, and you've got like a cool like print or photo image on the front, and it's like completely like wireless. You can hang up on your wall. Just need to connect through, you know, one of these. Just put it near the side with a little drill out, so you can just charge it up whenever you need to, because you can charge the batteries through this. So that was like a fun little project I'd done before. So I wanted like a really big battery. But I have like a smaller battery coming. Okay, I'm going to quickly dump these. You can probably buy a little board that does this all. Yeah, you can buy a little board that does all of it. There's like a whole bunch of them out there, but apparently the audio quality on some of them isn't really that good, and a lot of them come with like this really annoying Chinese voice that's like Bluetooth connected, but it's like, I know, it just goes on for about like 10 seconds, and it's like really irritating apparently every time you connect it, rather than just having like a little beep or something like that. So I'm not too sure, but I do want to try like a whole bunch of different options. I want to figure out what's going to be one of the most cost effective, easy, and best quality basically. And like, I don't know if I go as far as awarding them points, but I'm just gonna like figure out which one is the best balance of all, and then potentially do that one on the other headsets, because the idea is, if it goes well, to work our way up to the better quality headset, even though that one might be different, because that is I don't think it's passive, they're probably active speakers because they're USB powered as well. The Razer Charios headset, because I used to like wearing that. I think it still works perfectly, but it's got a really, really long cable, and because it's so old, like the copper's all tangled and twisted, so it can be a bit of a pain basically. It's just annoying. Yeah, my headset has a Chinese one who comes on. Yeah, you might have the same modules I was looking at then. How is the audio quality on that then? Someone, the one with the Chinese woman who comes on whenever you pair it and connect it. Okay, I'm just dumping these in the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, I need something to poke these down because they are just floating in the ultrasonic cleaner. I didn't anticipate that they were going to float. Let's get down there, damn it. Sink. I don't think they're going to sink. I need to put something on top of these. What can I put on top of these? To be honest, I cannot even see anything lying around I can put on top of them. Need something. Because I don't think it'll work if they're not submerged. I'll just yawl away, I guess, then. They're kind of like submerged. Or maybe like, no, they're not. That's not submerged. Okay, well, one has a candle placed on top. Oh, I got a glass here. Can I put a glass on top of it? Hopefully glasses are fine in ultrasonic cleaner. If anybody knows different chat, please let me know. I don't fancy like exploding a glass. You might hear like a horrific noise for a sec. I'm just going to warn you. I'm about to knock on the ultrasonic cleaner, but I am going to be walking away from it and closing the door. So yeah, beware. Okay, let's close this door so we haven't got to hear the horrific noise. Okay, hopefully you guys can't hear the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, sorry, I'm back now. Yeah, the same mine on Bluetooth speakers. Mine sound pretty good. Bluetooth is connected successfully. Yeah, is it like with the Chinese woman, but like she doesn't like properly sound fully Chinese? I don't know, it's just really strange. It's a very strange accent. If she's trying to like put on like a British accent, like a Chinese person or something. Okay, so before we disconnect these, we will put a mark on the board. A little black mark. I don't know if that's showing up on camera too well. Also, does the stream quality look better today at all? Is it coming up as, hopefully it's coming up as 1080p. Because I have got an additional light now and I changed the streaming settings. So I'm hoping this should all look a bit more crisp and less janky. And we'll put a black mark here. Okay, apparently it doesn't want to let me write on this board. Let me just give this a quick clean. There might be like flux or something on there. I might be doing it right on top of flux. Maybe, can't remember, but some time ago I power it on. I also need to purchase some isopropyl alcohol, so yeah, I've got 2 or 3 things. Oh yes, 3 things coming tomorrow. One's the battery, one's the chill out multimeter. Jeez, so needy. Don't pay attention to your multimeter for like 2 seconds. And it's just like, pay attention to me, beep, 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 beep. Okay, there's a hell of a mess here from these headsets. It's just disintegrating. I'm hoping that the ultrasonic cleaner just removes most of that crap off there. I'm just curious to see how it will come out. I probably should gonna go and add a little bit of detergent, but I will be kind enough just to quickly mute the stream while I go and start next to ultrasonic cleaner, because it probably sounds awful. Okay, now I'm back. Oh, apparently I dropped the ESP on the floor. That's not good. Yeah, I just quickly muted the audio just for a second while I went back to the ultrasonic cleaner, because I've got like PCB cleaner and like stuff that's good for cleaning like plastics in there at the moment solution, but something that's not really going to clean that like clothly material. So I just put like literally 1 or 2 little drops of like liquid detergent in there for cleaning clothes. Put like an absolute tiny bit in, so I don't know if it's going to do anything. Message protected. Okay. Yes, we've marked these up. Make sure that mark is visible enough, because I'm not the most observant of people. I'd be like, oh, well, where's it gone? I didn't mark it. Now we can just like remove these, get these out of the way and examine the carcass. Maybe remove the microphone, just strip it all down. Might try to quickly do these. And then I need to figure out, I don't know if anybody's ever used like the Arduino ID or anything like that before. Because I need to figure that out. I just realised you make it for that thing. Oh, yeah, it's all good. Yeah. I didn't want to deafen anybody. I've heard what those things sound like. They sound bad in real life, but they sound 100 times worse on like a microphone. Especially if you're wearing headphones or something. I don't want to be killing off all of you. Alright, let's see if we can just desolder this. I need some solder on my iron, would probably help. Okay, nice, Carter. You might have to help me through this process now. I'm hoping it's not going to be like too difficult, because the only thing I've done with the ESPs before is install WLED, and even then sometimes I've had issues, but that's because like the USB drivers and stuff. Oh well, that's one speaker out of the way. I was going to say, oh, damp this in an ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't think you can put or should put speakers in an ultrasonic cleaner. I assume in like some of them like membranes are probably really thin, it would probably just get destroyed. That is gonna have to quick clean though, with like maybe some isopropyl or contact cleaner or something. Just MDM to know, like this cable is like coated the same as the I'm assuming it's like enamel coated, so I have like this stuff. Does it like matter what kind of cable I'm using for this? Am I gonna have issues with like audio if I use a different type of cable? Yeah, don't try to clean them in water. I do have this water right here that I think is okay for cleaning stuff like that. I probably wouldn't recommend it because I'd never get it out. Excuse the sound for 2 seconds. Completely forgot that was on till I went to this stuff here. Deionized water. Got this one because it was like stupidly cheap. You really want a shielded cable. Ah, okay. So like, I'm assuming that there is some kind of like shielding around here. That's probably what this like white stuff is. Let's have a quick look under the microscope. This is probably gonna look incredibly even more grimy under the microscope. But let's have a quick look at the cable. Whereabouts would the cable be that I'm looking to find? I think it's like over here somewhere, is it? Let's have a quick look. Make sure I'm focused as well as I can be. Let's go a pair of tweezers and let's have a little look. I just noticed the frame rate is not great on these on this microscope. Let's have a look into that. So I'm assuming like this here. I think I can see the little stranded cables. A bit of copper there. Maybe if I focus it a bit better, I could actually So yeah. Okay, so I see. So like, that is the shielding right there. These little stranded cables. I'm assuming that wraps all the way around the outside of that to stop, like, would it be electromagnetic interference? Are these going to be, what do they call it, like twisted in here as well? Okay, because what I want to do is, let me switch back to the overhead and move the microscope. So I'm going to have to figure out to run a cable from obviously one speaker to another speaker. Let's move this knife. So I'm thinking it can be done through the top and up through here. But let's remove like this cable and everything first, just so it's like out of the way. We're not going to need this microphone board, which is screwed in as well, which I'm quite surprised. I thought maybe it would just be like clipped in. Let's desolder this. I think so. So maybe I could just reuse this cable to run up through here or something. I was thinking maybe like a flat cable would be nice, just so you could like, because there's not really much like how thin, and like there's like no padding in this headset. Yo, what's going on, Squish? Welcome. Okay. So we've desoldered everything now on this. So I'm gonna need a screwdriver to remove that, which seems to be hiding. It's probably literally, yeah, it is literally right in front of me. It looks like a small Phillips bit of some kind. So hopefully this works. Oh, they're tight. I think they've got, ooh, just slipped there. These are incredibly tight. There they go. Okay, now my screwdriver is slipping. Do I need a smaller bit or a larger bit? Try a smaller bit maybe. Small. Let's give it a go. I'll slip in too. Try a larger bit. You're screwing fine. The screw head looks fine. Like it was tight. Try a larger bit. Okay. That does not want to come out, and that is starting to strip. This is off to a good start. Okay. I'm going to go back to this bit here. I don't have to have like thread locked it in or something. And I'm just going to try and... are you on Discord? I'd like to pass you at some point. Yeah, I'm on Discord. Under TCF. I'm in Andy's Discord, James's Discord, Zach's Discord, and Joey's. I think I'm managing to get this to turn now. I'm having to put a lot of force to unscrew this. I might have just jinxed myself. It's starting to slip again. Okay, I think that's enough that I can just... Yeah, Phillips screws, yeah. But I don't know if they've been thread locked in. I'm hoping I can twist this with a screwdriver, but it is slipping. These screws do not want to come out. I've never had a screw that does not want to turn like that. Can't even turn it with pliers or anything. It is TCF, but it's like a bunch of numbers or something. But I can't remember what the numbers are off the top of my head. But if you search, oh my god, this this thing is stripping badly. Could get a drink a second. If you search, like, I think TCF on either J-Fixes, Andy's, or Joey's Discord, you should find me. Okay, for some reason my Bluetooth is just disconnected from my headset, my headphones. 1 second. No idea what's going on. Yeah, Glen Sharma. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I just wanted to make a separate channel for doing this kind of stuff, because the other channel is like, it's quite old, but it's like got like gaming stuff on there. So I thought this would be more like personal, I guess, stuff like I do in real life. How the hell are we gonna get these out? I'll show you the screw under the microscope now. Where's the microscope? Here it is. My DM. Okay. Yeah, if you can let Squish know, that'd be sweet. That thing is not looking very good. We'll try and get the other screw out and hopefully have better luck with that. Let's see if we can get this other screw out. I don't know if they're like thread. No, it wouldn't be thread locked because it'd loosen. It'd be tight initially and then be easy. But that one is just tight all the way. That one came out with no issues at all. Come on, screw. No, it is just. That is not coming out at all. Good thing we don't actually need to put this screw back in. Is this turning? I can't even tell. I think it might be, but I'm not too sure. I got it out. Thank God for that. That screw is going. Just yeeted the screw to never be found again. Well, we solved one problem. Now, how the hell are you actually meant to get this thing out of here? Did they actually put that in and then solder this into here? Like, say what now? I cannot see an insert that clips out or anything there. Unless, does it pull out this way and then they put this cap on the end afterwards? But that's probably going to be glued on, isn't it? Guess I'm gonna try to desolder this and see if we can poke or pull that component out maybe. This is gonna be janky. Let's see, is this gonna work? I know I could just cut the thing right here, just pull it out, but I don't know. I don't think I'm ever really gonna need this microphone or this board, but it'd be nice not to break it completely. A little bit of flux on, there's no fluid at all. That's a very strange smell. No, I don't plan on using the microphone, just because that like complicates things even more for me. But I will keep it, so maybe in time I could maybe implement the microphone back in. But for now, I'm gonna remove it, simplify things, and I can make use of this this little like holder thing that's warm. It's built in here, and the hole is already there for potentially like a button or something to be able to knock it on and off. I'm probably gonna need like a sync button maybe. I'm not too sure as well. And that just seems like potentially I could put like a momentary switch in there or something. That'll probably be used for like a sync maybe, because I might need another type of switch. You could just use a soldering iron and then just push the PCB up. I'm not too sure. There's like a jack on the underside. I'm hoping I could just like pull it down or something like that. think that's it. Oh, I bet there is more legs on this thing. Can I push these out? Guess I need to do both of these at the same time. Yeah, I need some more lead on this. I didn't know there's a jack. Yes. I don't know if it's a jack, but it looks a bit like a jack. I can't really tell from the underside. It's whatever the mic connects onto the board. Tweezers. Can we get both of these at the same time and push it out? Maybe. Is this thing gonna come out? Don't know. Can I like rotate this up? Oh. Okay. Now I feel stupid. I totally forgot. That's why there's a jack on there. It doesn't connect directly to the board. Because this might unplug, and I can literally just remove this without desoldering anything. We'll pretend the last 5 minutes never happened. Oops. But that's a pretty cool design. It's an interesting little board. Oh. Yeah, would have been that easy. Just, whoop, and then pull that out. I guess that's why it's not connected like that. Yeah, there's a jack on it, yeah. I was even like, oh, there looks like there's a jack under this board. And it didn't even occur to me that it was a detachable mic. This thing's pretty cool. I've never seen one of these before. It's like crimped on to stop it being pulled through. And then a knot as well. So we can remove this. This is also why I'd like a 3D printer, because I guess you could 3D print like a case. I guess it would have all lines in there, but I've seen you can like smooth or iron them out or something. Can we, let's use a pliers for this. Hopefully we uncrimp it and not just crimp it more. I'm going to try and squeeze in the opposite direction from what it's crimped in. See if we can loosen this up to pull it off. A tiny bit. I don't know if I just tightened that. Carl thought it was good with 3D printing. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I plan to get a 3D printer at some point. Just because I think they're like super cool. Okay, so we can pull this cable out now completely. We can have this little, I think it's a strain relief, I think that's what they're called. No, I'm not. I suck at designing stuff. I am awful at designing stuff too. I tried using Blender a couple of times. I'm awful at it. I can kind of model in Unreal, but it's like rubbish compared to Blender for that kind of stuff. That's a cool little thing to have, a little strain relief. Oh, we've got the same on the other side too. So we've got one side of this cable removed. And now onto the other side. I know I could so easily just cut and cut. I don't really need this. What software are you going to run on the ESP32? I don't know if it'd be like classed as like software. There's like apparently like some libraries and a bunch of code I've got to install. Oh yeah, if you want to send me, I can't post it. Okay, send it on Discord if you can, and I'll take a look at it once I get off. Because I plan to do another stream tomorrow once the other parts arrive as well. I just wanted to do a quick stream tonight because I was partial with the streaming quality, and I managed to turn it to like 1080p, and I've got another softbox light now over this side here and one over there, so the lighting should hopefully look better, more even, and stuff like that. Squeeze Elite. I can understand Blender. The only thing I can kind of understand is Tinkercad. Okay, I've never used Tinkercad. Okay, so we've got both. This is a pretty crazy cable though. Look how many wires are inside it. Would be inside of this thing. I'm assuming this is just to hide like the little connector or something in here, connector block. I'm not in many servers on Discord. Okay, what servers are you in? You in James's server, the JFix? Be interested to see what the inside of this looks like. It's got like a little volume thing, so I'm assuming that's going to be like a potentiometer or something. And then this is like a little switch. So I'm assuming that's going to be like a two-way slide switch or whatever they're called. Do you reckon this thing is glued shut? Do you reckon we can get this thing open just to have a little nose? Should I try with a pry tool? Or blade? Oh wait. Yeah, that's not glued or stuck together in any way, shape or form very well. just poke it, it just folds apart. I was thinking about using Squeeze Elite for the software, but I never built the headset in the end. So it's nice you're doing it as I can learn. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that I could like do it, potentially make a video or something if it goes well, like record it in a bit better quality and stuff with some B-roll and then upload that to YouTube or something. There's a little bit of capped on tape there. Okay, maybe there's some little plastic connectors, so I think I broke one of them. Maybe when I poked into the side, I'm not too sure. I wonder what that capped on tape was actually doing. Because like, this is a plastic case. So that's pretty cool. I didn't think there'd be that much components on a little board like this, but I wanted to keep mic and have even less space. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna do the mic and stuff, but then I couldn't find well, I guess I could do with the ESP32, because originally when I was looking at just the Bluetooth modules. That's why I decided to make it all audio only, because like the modules that do it all on its own, they're either transceiver or transmitter or receiver, but I guess I could do both with the ESP32. So you could keep the mic. Is that in focus? But yeah, I wasn't expecting such like a complex circuit board just in this little volume rocker controller. Does anybody know what this component is then? I can obviously that's resistor. This small thing here that looks like the board was originally designed for a larger component, and then they decided to put this one on here. Let me just give this board a quick wipe down so you can have a little look at it. It doesn't really serve any purpose, but it is interesting to look at electronics and how things work. Mass-produced items, just to see how they do stuff. Like, it's strange to see in, you know, a large brand like Turtle Beach that they did put a smaller component in. Ah, wait, yeah, it does say C1, so that's a capacitor. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It doesn't look like a capacitor. It's got some kind of marking on there. We could zoom in even more if I can focus it right there. It says LB, I think, on it. So that's quite interesting. That is not the best. I know just in the frame rate on this camera is not the best. Some special cat maybe. Yeah. Let's have a look at the other side. I wonder what that's like. Okay, yeah, it was the type of switch that I was thinking of, which we could use, because that switch could be put into the earpiece between the battery and the board, and I could use that to isolate the switch. No programming needed because it's a mechanical switch, unlike the momentary switch I was tempted to use, but then I'd need like some kind of code to tell the ESP to go into like sleep mode or something like that probably. We might still need a momentary switch for the sync button, but this would be perfect to put between the board and the battery. You probably maybe hot glue that or figure a way to attach on the inside. Hopefully this little rocker is going to be long enough to poke through the plastic. But I would say buying one, because I was looking at some of these on AliExpress, so we could potentially just desolder this and hopefully not melt it. So that could be pretty cool. And it's also got like a little plastic cover, so maybe we could figure a way to use that to make it actually look half pretty too. Who knows? But that's pretty cool. Or could we? No, we couldn't, because this is on this side. And this is on the side. I was thinking, could I somehow put this in the earpiece so I'd have like a volume control on and on off? It's pretty cool. Let me switch back to the overhead. We can put this cable to the one side now because we don't need nothing now anyway. Now we'll switch back to the top-down camera. So we've got the two speakers, which were really hard. I don't know if you can notice, I removed both of these in different ways. The first one like pulled to remove the cut piece, and then removed these stupid like stickers, which are like the glue just comes off separately. It's just left here, and then poked these. But the other one, I just stuck a pry tool and just popped the clips. So at least now I know just pop the clips is probably much easier. You haven't actually got to remove these to get them off. Took a little bit of force. I used this pry tool just because I have like a pack of like 20 of them or 10, I don't know, a whole bunch. I've only got 2 of these. This is a carbon fiber one. This is really good, but I don't fancy risking breaking this. I've really enjoyed using this tool though. Like this one, just like, as you can see, the edge is already getting a bit marred on it, but it's fine because we got loads. They were really cheap. Like, look at the flex on that. The flex on that. I'd probably put in more force on this. They're really good. If I'm just looking to buy one of like a pry tool, I would recommend this one. There's a Real Life RL060B. I don't know if they do any like other types of ones like this. So, these are stuck together now. Let's put these away, save. And see what we actually have to work with. Oh, we've still got a strain relief over on this side. So that's both strain reliefs. Ah, nice. You've got that one too, have you, James? That's good. Yeah, it's a pretty good pry tool, to be honest. Have we used it I've not used it to pry open any cases and stuff yet. I don't know, like, does it hold up too well? I'd like to, at some point, not right now, because I haven't got like space and stuff for these, but maybe like buy some stuff and durability test them, just like literally like just bend it into the bricks, like jerry rig style. Because I would like to know, like, when using this, how far you can actually push it without it breaking. But the only way to find that is to see how much it takes to break it. Yeah. I just noticed these things here, they're purely cosmetic, just plastic bumps. There is no holes in the case. I guess the speakers are so small and not that loud, they're not moving any kind of the volume of air, whereas they need holes. I was thinking potentially though we could, to improve the audio quality, you can add like additional padding and stuff in the headphones, just like any kind of like foam padding, sticky foam padding, cotton, wool and stuff like that. And that should, I think, from when I was watching like people making speakers, DIY speakers, should improve the audio quality. So we might potentially even get better quality. Not with just a ESP32 though, because obviously this is just 8-bit, but once we get like a 16-bit or 24-bit, I think it is, I could be quoting the numbers wrong, bit DAC, then we should get a far more way decent audio quality through these. So we see if these parts open up, so we can see if we can actually, because we're going to have to figure out a way to run a cable from one speaker to the other. Don't really want to do it, I could just do it like dangling down, like it had a V originally coming down. But I'd like something a bit more elegant. Potentially, normally from what I've seen, they just come up through the top and hide it somewhere in this. But this does not come apart, because it's just one thin bit of plastic. But I think this comes open here. See, a little bit. How is another thing though? It must have a cable that went to. Yeah, the cable originally was a Y cable. So we had the volume. Yeah, a lot of ones do like better, like higher models and stuff. This one comes straight from the jack, the 3.5mm, into this little like volume control and mute switch and stuff for the mic. And then it comes up to this, I don't know what you call it, a terminal block or separator, and that's where it separates into two, and then it has a cable for each speaker. So that's how the audio is passed. Yeah, rather than actually, I guess it's cheaper to do it this way because this cable is cheaper than the additional cost of extra plastic, plus the cable to go from speaker to speaker. Which should have occurred to me before I took it apart, you know, because it was fairly obvious there was a wire going to each one. But until I opened it and looked inside, and then I was like, wait a second. Yeah, a lot of people do, and like other ones I've seen, like mainly wireless ones already that I've seen the insides of though, but I guess when it's wireless you have to, I think, because you're not going to have like a separate receiver in each, like a Bluetooth receiver in each one and then sync them. So I guess you'd have like one receiver and one earpiece and carry the right ear or the left ear. That's pretty cool. Just notice it's got L inside of there and R inside of this one for left and right. So I guess you don't put it on backwards. So like this. But yeah, this is not like the comfiest of headset, but surprisingly, the rest is in not too bad a condition, ignoring this on the earpieces. So yeah, can we get this thing open? I'm really curious. Because it looks like it wants to come open. Will we break it? Who knows? There's only one way to find out. I don't feel like this is the right way to open it. There seems to be some metal thing there. I feel like I am deforming if I open it that way. I feel like it needs to open from up here first or something. We're in, but it does not seem to be opening up. I don't know if it's glued as well. I was hoping that it would just like clip off nice and easily, to be honest. I wouldn't have to like break it, because this plastic here is now like bent and deformed. I don't think that's the way to open this up. Oh, I sped you, caught you. Don't know. Because I would like to run the wire like from here up to there. I might have to just leave that closed. We can still drill a hole here, fish a wire down, and I should be able to just retrieve the wire. Oh wait, does it? Can we fit something up in this gap? Yeah, the plastic's a little bit damaged, but I think if I try anymore, I think I'm going to do probably irreparable damage. At the moment, it's just, yeah, minor cosmetic. This thing's functioning fine. But I feel like I could probably drill a hole, and then one way to tell if I get a little bit of wire right now. And we can measure, can we get roughly about this much length wire in this hole? The answer is no. I can see why now. It's a bit of plastic like connected to this. They must just have like an end that goes up here and then across and down, which would make sense that these are not just two floating pieces, because that wouldn't be very structurally rigid. So that's a bit of a pain, but we could solve that with just more drilling, just more holes. Maybe if we were to put that up there, I won't be drilling right now because it's like really late at night. We could potentially try to straighten that a bit and poke a drill in there. And hopefully not just go straight out there or straight out here on the side because it's curved. I don't know how thick this bit of plastic in here is though. That's why it would be nice to be able to take this this exterior case off here. So that is something we're gonna have to figure out. But we do have, I will try to probably figure out that on off stream before tomorrow maybe. I'll figure it out on stream. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm gonna have to clean up all this, but I'm curious to go and see how the things are looking. The, what do you call them? Ear pads, cups, the foam, really disgusting foam things that we took off. Have a quick look in the ultrasonic cleaner and just see how they're looking. I'm hoping. Okay, maybe I hoped a bit too much. No, but if I rub all of this, most of this is actually coming off. I will come back and show you guys now. If I rub this with my fingers, a lot of this is coming off. All this rubber stuff now. So I'll quickly rub this off here. That time's completely wrong. Yeah. Give me a second just to get all of this stuff off the earpiece. And let's give it a quick dunk back into the water to get like some of the excess off. Don't know if these are going to be salvageable, but maybe. They're going to need to dry out really, I think, before I can actually tell properly. Let me flip these inside out quickly so I can get to this inside part. It will not be 2 seconds now. And then I'll come back and show you guys into the camera so you can see too. Just want to give them a quick dunk. Squeeze them because I do not want to get everything on that workstation soaking wet. Okay. They still look pretty ratty, but that is a bit better. I can show you guys now, so you can see. Because they're going to have to go on some shape or another. I think I will give them another cleaner, better clean. But Farmer's busy rubbing off. It's 2020. Okay, I'm back. Ignore how dirty the back of this is right now. Most of this will probably come up alright, to be honest, with a like a brush and some soapy water. But this is just like all the cloth and material that's left now. All of this stuff, this all over here, it's all come off, or most of it has anyway. It's like the odd little bit here and there to come off. And the logo's fairly still intact too. I think I could probably get these fairly clean, maybe, I don't know. I like a challenge. So I might maybe chuck these in the washing machine, see what happens. Yeah, it's surprising, like, to be honest, like, rather than the fake leather stuff they had on it, like, this material, like the mesh that was under it, seemed more premium, to be honest, and nicer. It probably feels nicer. Obviously at the back, and it looks really grubby. But I reckon maybe like a hot wash in the washing machine might. Yeah, I'll try like a soft brush, because I do have like all of these brushes. Yeah, this one's a bit hard, but this one here, I have a black one somewhere. It's a nice soft one. Out of curiosity, I will go and give it a quick wipe, just to see if I can get this to come up clean. Give me like 1 minute maybe. I'm gonna quickly run some hot water and see if we can get this thing clean. Because it still needs a good rinse as well. But I wonder if we can get this clean. Like I know a lot of the time, you generally want to soak things for a long period of time. I guess it has had a good soak, but a quick clean like this might not get it perfect. Just quickly just laving it out at the moment with a little bit of cleaner, like so. Some warm water on the brush. Hopefully this is going to come up a bit cleaner. I can just get rid of some of the like blackness and stuff and just get a bit brighter looking at the party. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know how many years old this headset is. But they were like absolutely grimy. So it would be nice to have if we can get it working. Because cosmetics and everything obviously just need to stay at least functioning. So I might be getting a bit ahead of myself. But it is nice to have things looking nice. Okay, just drying it off and drying my hands off quickly, and I will be heading back to the workstation now so you guys can see. Okay, I still haven't got like 2 of the white marks off. We'll have a look. It looks a bit better. Let's have a little look. Doesn't look perfect. Well, hello there. Yo, what's going on, Yeti? I still need to get like, I'm assuming this might be like glue or adhesive or something. For a quick wipe with a brush and like 10 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner, considering how bad that looked before. That's quite a stark contrast. Whenever some isopropyl will clean this off, turned into a cleaning channel now. Totally need to still try to figure out this ESP stuff, but that's just getting quite late. I might try to figure out all the ESP stuff tomorrow. It seems to be disappearing, but I don't know if it's just because I'm wet in it that it's disappearing. When it dries, it might reappear. Well, we will see. Yeah, it is looking a million times better, to be honest. I'll probably give it like another wash again. When I do, I'll use some like, I don't know if you guys call it detergent. I was going to say laundry detergent, but that's like an American term. I'm not too sure what the British term is. I should, being British. So I call it washing powder, but it's not powder. It's like a personal short cycles one. I got it because it's got a really nice smell. So yeah, if that doesn't show up again once it's dried, I think their marks are gone. The wonders of isopropyl alcohol and it's just a cotton bud. Could be getting ahead of myself though. The stains might not be completely gone. I should be in bed, but I got watching a pigeon. Yeah, I understand that feeling. That's why I'm like whenever Zach streams, because of the time difference, it's always like really late at night for me. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. Ignoring the back from the outside, as long as their marks don't come back once it dries, which I think they probably are dry because it is isopropyl alcohol, but there is some moisture still left in this from obviously me just washing it. So once it fully dries, like tomorrow, that, to be honest, might be fine just to go back on. I'll have to do the same to the other one because the other one's still in the ultrasonic cleaner right now. We need to figure out the ESP32, but we'll probably try to do that tomorrow just because it's like almost midnight and I really don't fancy trying to figure out like code and stuff right now, so I'll probably do off stream. When I was asking like ChatGPT, like I had a look online, but it was just easier for me to ask ChatGPT like the same stuff, so I've got it there, the conversation to look at. So I need to install the Arduino IDE. So I've installed the Arduino IDE 2 2X, I guess the X just sounds like whatever version number, like 2 point whatever. Then I need to find additional board managers. So I've got some link to a GitHub there. And I need to install the ESP32 boards onto the inside of the Arduino IDE apparently. So I can then communicate with the Arduino IDE and, like, I guess it's the term, flash code to it, like send code, write code to the chip on it, on the board. Once I've done that, apparently then I need to install a Bluetooth A2DP library, and that should allow it to be able to do like the Bluetooth audio and stuff that I need. I think decoding and encoding, maybe, I could be wrong. It might not be encoding and decoding, I'm not too sure. So there's some code for that we can have to set up, and a couple of other stuff here. And there's also use the internal DAC, which is, I think, digital audio converter, I think. So it's an digital analog converter. Yeah, digital analog converter, I think. It's a digital signal into an analog signal. Will it fit? Yeah, this will fit. Obviously not with this plugged in, but if I unplug this quickly. I've also got a D1 Mini in the other room, which is, I think, going to be roughly about the size of the, what's that, PMA? I always forget what it's called. The DAC that I've got coming in, PCM5102A. That is going to be I think it's 24-bit DAC. Whereas this at the moment is an 8-bit output with a built-in DAC apparently, but conveniently it fits very nicely. The earpiece, we've got calipers, so I've like measured all of this up, and we can fit about 2 boards of this height, basically, including this. If we do want to save some room, obviously we can remove the USB-C port, because we will just be putting that somewhere on the side, and we'll just have to run wires to, where it goes on the board. Or I might just keep that one on in case I ever need to remove the board to flash more software on there. I am quite excited. But the, I forgot what this connector's called now. Mine's gone completely blank. But the connector for the battery, we can just remove that, because that takes up quite a bit of height. And we'll just be soldering that. I'm hoping the battery will fit somewhere in this bottom section here. I'm not too sure yet. We'll obviously have to like put a little hole through this plastic to feed the battery if we do put it down here somewhere. Potentially run some wires. If we put like we've got a hole here. Maybe a momentary switch to fix. We've got a bunch of these momentary switches for the Xbox, and I have these. Yeah, with the battery, because the speaker module will need covers. This inner part in here, I'm using a ESP32. Specifically, this model right now is a Lolin 32 Lite version 1. Because apparently only the version 1s of ESP32 or something like that can support that Bluetooth audio library I was on about. Yeah, this one's got a built-in DAC 8-bit, apparently. But I do have a DAC coming tomorrow. And apparently this is like the higher quality way to do it, with one of these and one of them DACs. But obviously you can't get the small little boards, which are, I think, smaller than this, obviously higher, because they've got like some large filtering capacitors. I assume they're filtering capacitors, some large capacitors, electrolytic capacitors, or lithic, I didn't pronounce the word correctly. Oh, actually we've got a small hole that side. This is the side that I was going to put it into, the left one, sorry. We have less room in the left one though, compared to the right one. So maybe we put it in the right one, I'm not too sure to be honest, but I was thinking this one, because it has the additional hole for the mic. We'd have to probably like cut and Dremel out these, would you consider them standoffs? The things for the screws to go into. But I wonder if like a momentary switch would fit in there. Bear with me 1 second, and then we'll show you how much room we actually have. Because I have seen you guys some like cool silicone caps and stuff for some of these. If not, we can get like a different type of momentary switch. Now these ones won't fit. I was hoping I might have got lucky and been able to fit one of the Xbox ones that we have for the bumpers. Because like momentary switch is momentary switch, doesn't really matter too much. We could, obviously, if we just like widen this a bit, but I would still need to get a like cap or something for this. But that was kind of like my my thought. It's just to kind of like use one of these. I was just hoping that one of these would have fitted, to be honest. So that's something we'll have to like try to figure out. Because we are gonna, I assume we're gonna need a sync button, and we are gonna need somewhere for a on-off switch to go as well. Maybe the smaller hole could be a sync button, and we either use that slide, or I'll look at trying to get some kind of like, would it be called a toggle switch for the larger hole? But then that only leaves us with that space in there for a battery. I can get a calipers out if that helps and show you roughly how much space we have to work with. Also, if I can show you visually. I was about to say, is there a left and a right speaker? Oh wait, yeah, it says R on there. Okay. And that one says R on there. I like it when they make stuff like idiot proof for people like me. It's like I wonder which one goes with which. So you can roughly see how much that takes is from this plastic thing here to obviously the bottom of the magnet here. It only goes in this area here. I think I've got it upside down, have I? Yeah. Could maybe use like a mercury twisted hex if the headset is laid down or not. Ah, like a tilt switch or something, so if it's like in this position and this. Maybe. It might be a little bit complicated for me. I was just thinking like just a little switch that can like either be like you push it in and it stays in the in position, and you push it again and it pushes to the out position. And I was just thinking just putting that between like the board and the battery. Just running from the battery to there, and then obviously then from the other one straight from the on position to the board, like would it be VNN, like the voltage in on the board. So that'd be pretty cool. I've got a calipers here, so I can show you roughly what kind of like depth we're working with and stuff. This one does have depth on the back end, which is pretty handy. Just cheap calipers. I don't know about like the skills, but I can like probably jive the persistence to jank my way through it, hopefully. So we should be good. Let's figure out what kind of depths we're working with here. It's roughly about, oh, wrong way. Maybe we come to the highest part there. So 14.2, but we need to subtract the depth of this. So about half, I'd say. So probably about 7 to 8 millimeters. Let's call it 7, just so we got a little bit clear. So like 6 point something. So not a massive amount of clearance. Seems to be more or about what that is, but that would probably be out of the way because it's not as if we need that clearance everywhere, because this upper part sticks out less. So obviously the poles could just be where we have the more clearance. So that shouldn't be an issue. In terms of thickness, how these compare. Should the highest point there. From in there maybe. Kind of see it's a little bit thicker. So we've definitely got enough room to fit at least the one board in there, but I'm pretty sure yesterday I managed to get two boards, like a D1 Mini and this, and get a speaker, but I didn't clip it in, so maybe it wouldn't clip down all the way. Who knows? I keep putting this thing upside down as well. But so we can definitely get that. There's a little bit of room left. Should I go and grab another development board as well? So we can like dummy mark it up. And let's use this one just so yeah. So we can definitely fit that in and close it up, no issues. And obviously this bottom compartment, even though it's in the wrong speaker, I meant to put it in the other one. Obviously these bolts are the same size, but the battery will probably be going down this bottom part. But I don't know, like I know a vape battery of some kind would fit down there. If anybody has any recommendations, I guess you could put a battery in the other ear. I guess I could do it if I run a cable from there, but if it comes to it. But I'm hoping I can fit a battery in here if I give some measurements for what we've got to work with roughly. Problem with this is, obviously this is not straight, it's curved. So maybe if we put some in straight, we can measure across it straight. Let me take this board out. Access to like figure out roughly what we've got to work with. Well, actually, I guess this is straight, so we don't need to. It depends like how we fit it and how thick it is, but I don't think a battery is going to be thicker than this gap here, which is going to be, if I use the correct side when I have the calipers to measure gaps, and it would also help if the calipers are on as well. That also helps when you're trying to use something that's digital. So the gap we've got there is about 7 mil. I can't remember what thickness the battery I've got coming this, to be honest. Where's our big boy battery? Because our big boy battery is now 7 mil. Really don't want to be waving these pointy calipers next to this battery. Be really careful. Oh, okay, this big boy battery is a bit thicker. But I'm assuming this is going to be thicker than the battery I've got coming in, I hope. But I still think it's going to be a bit big for that. I'm probably going to purchase another battery. We will see. I was like late night shopping on Amazon, and I couldn't be bothered to come back out to this room to remeasure. So I just got like a 500 milliamp hour one. I think it was like 30 by 40. No, I can't quite remember, to be honest. I think I looked at one was 40 something. So I got one that was 30. But I like fitting a 30 in here is going to be, that's like 31. But that is literally, you'd have to put it diagonally there. But then, is it going to be too tall? That's the issue. So maybe, do they have like round ones? Or they're more like square, like a little vape battery or something? To be honest, I'm not too sure. I know you can get these boards. I assume it involves more coding. Yeah, it depends obviously like how high I have the volume and stuff like that. But these boards can drain these pretty fast, because I had the issue when I had the what's it called? The photo frame I mentioned. I was using a D1 Mini. That's not an ESP32, it's an ESP86 something rather, I think. But yeah, that kept basically, that the battery didn't last long even with that big bike, because obviously this running Wi-Fi and all the communication protocol and stuff like that, drained battery quite fast, but it was on all the time. But you can, from what I know, run these in like ultra low power mode and standby and deep sleep mode and stuff like that basically. I'm not going to need Wi-Fi because I'm going to be using Bluetooth. So I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can just disable the Wi-Fi on you as well, so that'll use less power. And yeah, 460 milliamp is quite small. Yeah, I got like a 500, which is basically 460. But my brother has got one that's about 500 odd, I think, and that is a Turtle Beach 600, like a wireless Bluetooth headset. That'll last a good couple of hours with use of like microphone, and his are like louder and stuff than this. So I'm thinking it's not powering a mic. So it's a good start basically. I'm not too sure how many hours we'll get out of it, but as you can see, we're quite limited on space, obviously, unless we utilize the earpiece, because obviously they do have much deeper earpieces in the wireless ones to accommodate for the board and the battery and everything. Yeah, I've seen some really janky ones. You can buy some boards like online, literally just tape it to the side and just plug in your cable you've got straight into the board, and like problem solved. But like, that's a bit too janky for me. I would like something, to be honest, if possible. I don't know if it's going to work, that looks kind of like proper and factory. That's why I would like to not have to run the wire across the top of the headset, and would like to run it under here. I don't know if it's going to happen. We might have to have a little bit of jank and have the wire running across the top, but we will see. At least we know we can fit this in here. For example, if I get, I don't think I'd fit both of them in there. No, that's definitely not going to close if I, just for like a depth comparison. But I'm pretty sure I did fit. I'll grab the D1 Mini quickly. And I also just noticed how late it is as well. I'm probably going to wrap the stream up in about 10 minutes, but I do have a stream planned for tomorrow. King of Bodges, I would just hot glue to the inside. Yeah, that is a good idea. But I can be like quite OCD about things sometimes, so that might like trigger me. Is this one even open? This D1 Mini's not open. I do have one that's already open somewhere. I don't think this one's open anyway, unless I'm imagining it. No, this D1 Mini's not open, so let's find one that's already open, which I have somewhere because I was looking at it yesterday. Let's see, I'm hoping it's in this like random box of stuff I've got here. Speaking of hot glue and junk, I've got these hot glue sticks, but yeah, they're too thin, so I've got to like just poke them down manually with a glue gun, because I have a whole bunch of them and I don't want to waste them. Let's have a look what we have in here. Oh, we have another ESP board. Now we're into repair. We could potentially try to repair this that I totally didn't put 12 volts into and seen some magic smoke. I'm not too sure what I blew on it, to be honest. But yeah, this is dead. This ESP32 is a different ESP32 from that. It's the same one as a Lowland Light, but it's not the same one as this. I accidentally put, I think it was 12 volts I put into it. I can't remember, but I know I put a direct button. No, yeah, that's what. Yeah, it was 12 volts. Basically, I didn't think about backfeed, and I paid the two power wire. Yeah, they can take 5, I think. I think they can take 3.7 to 5 or 3 point something, 3 to 5 or something like that, I think. So it's just 3 volt there. I think you can put a 5 into it because they've got the USB port on these ones. Just yeeted that one flying. So you can definitely put in 5 volts over the USB. I think you can put 5 volts into this, but I can't 100% remember, to be honest. But basically I was using these to power LEDs. It didn't occur to me about backfeed current. Rather than just power injecting the LEDs separately, I had the voltage running, like, would it be parallel? Like the 2 cables come in and they were joined and the voltage back fed into the port. Because I was just too stupid with a diode. But I done in the end, I've got a bunch of diodes in here somewhere and stuff. But yeah, at the time it didn't occur to me. It takes 5 volts to 3 volts. Okay. I can't remember which diodes I've got or where they are, to be honest. Oh, I just found these things which I never got into using. These are for the multimeter, like needles. Because the tips I've got, like, they're decent enough. You can see how much smaller them ones are and thinner. Got them off good old AliExpress. I cannot find it. It might be in this box, maybe. I also have this box here. This might be what I'm looking for. I do need to pick up a box of assorted capacitors and diodes, both SMD and through-hole. Okay, so I've got, I forgot what this is. Some kind of like component tester or something for the multimeter and a heat sensor. Ah, here you go. Here's the D1 mini I was looking for. Bunch of cables. Modules for like smart home LED. I can often where my diodes and stuff are though. This I think is for like stepping up voltage or down. I'm gonna be honest, I cannot 100% remember. Got a bunch of these. Are they the same as these? No, these are BMS, I think these are. I don't even think it says, I'm going to be honest. I think these are BMSs though. I'll have a look. I could be wrong. They could be buck converters or something. Ah, yeah, I think they are buck converters because they've got the coils on them. There's 2 of them right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got a... No, I know in some of them you can like jumper things. Let's try into the microscope now. I bought so many like random stuff like a long time ago. I'm trying to remember. It's quite difficult. So I reckon I don't know if like, okay, so is mine the bottom one maybe, and these can be like same silk screening for multiple ones? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Or do I have to do like configurations? I know some you can like jumper. Certain things, because it's got an A and a B there. They are USB things. Yeah, USB things, right? Full PD. Give me one. Yes, useful. And on some you can, I don't know, it's like a components on A and B. So I know some there's like a little jumper you solder, and you can use it to select which voltage output you want. Ah, okay, so I put over A and B. Then how would I? Oh, wait, I see. I think so 5 volts would be. Yeah, I thought these were pads. Well, that's what I've seen before, where these are actually like pads, and you just put a jumper across the one you want. But it's like some kind of, this is like a key, so you like line, the, or that one. And nothing on that. I don't fully understand it, to be honest, but maybe it's made for 12 volts. I didn't have a multimeter at the time when I was like parting these. A line's not connected. I'm not too sure what these are on A and B, to be honest. I have a bunch of other similar things on this around here somewhere. The line means pads not connected. Okay. Show me separated. Okay, thank you, Squash. So we can get, so you reckon we can get all of these voltage out of here? That's pretty handy. I only really use 5 and 12 most of the time when I was doing like LEDs. So if A and B is shorted, it will be 12. So at the moment it won't output 12, I think, but does it not look like there's a component soldered onto there? That's what I'm confused about, because there's that looks like a component. I'm not too sure what one. Yeah, that's what I'm confused about, to be honest. They're like resistors or something. Just saying, because they're like black. They don't have like a mark in like the larger ones. Okay, 0 ohm resistor probably. Okay, thanks, Carter. Okay, that's quite interesting. I guess I tracked way too easily with respect to the overhead. I will have to probably wrap up the stream pretty soon. I'm hoping I can find some of the other little boards I've got. Do you have any recommendations for the 0 ohms for like a wire? So remove the resistor so the pad not jointed. Ah, okay. So I think they output 12 volts. I don't know, I'd have to test. I don't have a bench power supply at the moment, but I guess I could charge a lithium battery and hook that up to there maybe. Test that at some point. Hopefully, when I stream tomorrow, somebody is on, they can help me. Lazy. Yeah. No one just use solder. So lazy. Yeah, I don't know why they use resistance instead of a blob. Yeah, God knows, because surely that would cost more money. I guess I've done a really good job of soldering this on there, because that's come off that wire. It's not needed right now. There, remove the other wire too. Just waiting for this to come up to temperature a second. See if we can remove this. This should come off fairly easy. There should be leaded solder on there. There you go. Cheaper than a solder blob, maybe. Who knows? I'm hoping that DAC I get is going to be roughly about this size. I haven't looked at the physical dimensions, to be honest. This one's got like a little button on the side. I think that's a pair in the Bluetooth. Whereas this one, it has a reset button, but I cannot see like a button on here to pair Bluetooth on this one. So I don't know if I'm going to do through like a GPIO pin. But we'll see if we can fit both of these boards in here. I'll tell you what I will do is I will try with this one, just in case in case it doesn't fit and I damage the board, because it's the working one. Probably where the machine that makes the boards works if they want to pass joined. When sold, then maybe the machine could not block the pass there. It's just yeah, maybe because it can only you have to over solder, I guess, to bridge the two pads or blob, which is probably easy done by hand. Like that kind of motion, maybe then you go down. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I've only seen a couple of clips and videos of the machine soldering process that's normally on JCB, PCB, and GLCB or whatever, the two big PCB manufacturing companies, their adverts, or I think a factory tour video I think I've seen on somebody's YouTube channel before. Okay, so I'm thinking or hoping there's two boards in there now, so I'm hoping that should roughly be approximately what our final one is going to take. So the moment of truth is so bit of room in there. Just hoping the magnets, somebody think the magnet is going to cause any issues with any of the boards. Or when I'm assuming it's going to be electromagnetic interference when the speaker's pulsing. I'm assuming it's an electromagnet. Well, no, it's not. I think when you have you call it a static magnet, or a various magnet, a magnet that's always magnetic, and then a electromagnet, and they repel each other. I think that's how a speaker works or something, to move the it's called a membrane. But we fitted two boards in it, and I can sit here, stuff rattling and moving, so it seems like there's hopefully enough room. The only way to fully tell if we can fit both the DAC that we get in and the ESP in here is just to wait till it turns up tomorrow. I'm just hoping that Amazon delivery nice and early, and they don't do between a 5 and 9 o'clock delivery window. But if they do, it's fine, because I normally end up streaming later, but I would like to have a daytime stream on the weekend. It would be nice, especially if I'm going to try to do some difficult things with code and the Arduino ID, which I've not done before. I'd rather not be half asleep to try to do that. So what I'll probably do, my plan for the stream tonight was to at least get this running with the 8-bit audio, to be honest. Even if we had a USB plugged into this, just to try to proof of concept with the code, but it'd take me a lot longer to get this thing apart and patch around, and it's quite late. I really don't fancy attempting that aspect of it right now. So when we stream tomorrow, that is probably going to be the first task, maybe, to try to get proof of concept and get some kind of audio output, depending on what time Amazon come. I'll either wire this directly out with the 8-bit audio, the 8-bit output to a speaker to see if we can get just output some kind of audio. If Amazon come early, then I will wire because I think you have to do out from this into the DAC and then out from the DAC to the speakers. Plus it won't be really late, so we can look at drilling some holes and trying to figure out how to run the cable from one speaker to another speaker. Luckily, if anything does go wrong and I break this, I have two identical ones which are in better condition. But I wanted to start with the sacrificial one first. But I'm assuming that this just, hopefully, I don't know if it will. Never mind, I didn't expect that to get damage like that. Oh my god, yeah, this is now disintegrating. It was in good condition. As soon as I made one little mark on it, it decided to disintegrate a bit. Fire up the hot glue again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be needing some hot glue. I don't think I can get any like the right kind of momentary switches. Oh, not momentary switches, sorry. I do want a momentary switch to fit in here. Don't know whether to try to like just cut and glue one in, the type I've got. A cap, I don't know yet. But I am going to need some kind of toggle switch, push switch or something to go in here, just so I can knock them on and off. So when I finish using them, just push that button and I'll disconnect the battery from the board and everything. So it's not going to drain the battery and I'm not using it. I think to me that's going to be like the most simple method. Otherwise you have to do a whole bunch of code and I know it just seems really complicated to make this thing out like deep sleep, low power and some stuff like that. Maybe it's something we can figure out later on. But I think for now the most simple method is just going to be just a mechanical switch. Just be like, boo, you ain't getting no power board. Simple as. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. Much appreciated for everybody who's tuned in tonight to the stream. It's always much appreciated. Anybody who pops in, even if you don't chat away, I still appreciate anybody watching. Any input is always much appreciated as well, because this is something I have no idea about, to be honest. It's just a project that came to mind. So hopefully we can figure it all out and develop upon it, basically. I don't think it's going to be perfect first time, but as we have so many of these, and they would literally just be going to landfill otherwise, I'd try to get rid of them. So let's try to upcycle and repurpose things. Thank you very much, James. It's much appreciated. No problem. I appreciate everybody popping by, and enjoy the rest of your nights, and sorry for keeping everybody up so late. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.